division is we see these matches so many times
That's why
on weekly
I was
TV.
so like disengaged for sure.
Yeah, I was like I was watching it, keeping interest, but I was like, it's hard to keep interest when I know that this match has happened at least like 4 times.
Or variations of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it involved Big E. But this match took a unique turn. I was very surprised by.
Yeah, the finishing part is you see Benjamin getting the most of Kofi. Xavier's been taken out at this point, and it looks like Benjamin's going to be the one to finish, but Cedric Alexander tags himself in, hits the lumbar check, and gets the victory for the Hurt Business.
My dad was really surprised that the blind tag was something that the ref honored. He's like, does that count? Yeah, it counts. It's completely valid if you got your hand on the rope there.
Yeah. But so, I don't know. It kind of surprised me because I was like, of course, after they won, Shelton didn't seem mad because, of course, you got championship gold now.
Right.
How mad can you be? But, it surprised me because I'm like, me and my dad looked at each other and we were like, are they already making plans to break up the Hurt Business?
Yeah. I mean, at least, exiles Cedric.
Yeah.
I think the Hurt Business can remain intact, but begin to question Cedric's motives and where his priorities are.
Yeah. That's why it was like, man, the guy barely got in, and now it seems like they're already trying to, build towards that.
Yeah. It feels real hotshot, but, I do like that, they were in the end celebrating and all together with Bobby Lashley, 3/4 of the group champions.
Yeah. But a good match nonetheless. It's just like I said, seen it.
They've been champions before, right? Like tag team champions?
Who?
Hurt Business?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay, so when I watched, I thought they had traded the belts with the New Day and or the Street Profits within the last 6 months. I could be misremembering, but it's just you're telling the story of these champions, these teams being all champion caliber, and sort of being real close to each other as far as skill goes. They're just one match away from getting it again.
Yeah.
Neat.
But so the next match, the match that has had technically months of building, and then it just all went out the window.
Ali G, yes.
So we mentioned this, I believe, as Survivor Series, where for week after week, Lana was being put through the table by Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
She then starts teaming with Asuka, and they get victories over Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, both in tag matches and separately.
Uh-huh.
And then they get announced to have a tag match at TLC, Asuka and Lana versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag titles.
Yes.
And then Lana's taken out the Monday before TLC.
Viciously. Goodness, the things they did to that poor girl's knee.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, well, maybe they're going to have Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke return to take their spot. Maybe finally the Riot Squad, to show that the belts can go on any of the 3 brands. Maybe the Riot Squad steps up to the challenge.
Sure.
But it said Asuka and a mystery partner instead would challenge at TLC.
Weird. This thing that started Lana versus the tag champs has become the tag champs versus Asuka and a mystery partner whom I thought, kind of rooting for it to be Lana. I hope the mystery is that, look, she can actually fight. Did you have any speculation as to who it was going to be, Jack?
So, I thought they were going to pull off Lana coming out because we've seen it before where a mystery person is going to come and it's the person that was originally announced,
Yeah.
In a dream world for my dad and I, it was hoping that that Kairi Sane would come back for one match.
Yeah, that's all super dream.
Yeah,
right? That's my mind too.
Yeah, but then I started seeing the rumors that a potential former women's champion could be returning on this night.
Goodness gracious. She's been gone 6 months. and I didn't miss her, and I didn't feel any differently at the revelation on Sunday.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Charlotte Flair returns.
Goodness gracious.
I literally, the first words that came out of my mouth, because I saw that she came out, she was like all smiling, she even like hugs Asuka and stuff, and the first words that come out of my mouth, I look at my dad and say, is there a way of getting Charlotte to be cheered by the fans is to stick her with the number one babyface who rarely gets booed by the crowd in Asuka? Is that their way to get Charlotte cheered?
Oh, and put her up against the biggest bullies in the women's division in Shayna Baszler and knee crushing Nia Jax.
Yeah, I was like, this is what it seems like to me. Because when we first saw it, me and my dad, literally the first thing me and my dad also said was, all right, so how long do you think it's gonna be before halfway through the match, Charlotte turns on Asuka and sets up a feud for like Rumble or Mania for the two of them to fight for the Raw Women's Championship?
It doesn't even occur to me, Jack, that this is a tag team championship match. Charlotte Flair has disappeared from the world for 6 months and has waltzed into a championship match again.
And not only waltzes into it, you know, as we said, we're gonna kind of speedrun through it, but not even like
struts into the match.
And then 10 minutes into it, just immediately hot-shotted into a championship as her and Asuka win.
Jeez Louise.
And I thought they were going to do it again. They did it for Kyrie versus Baszler. They did it for Becky versus Baszler. I thought they were going to do the same thing here. When I saw Charlotte flip over, I was like, oh, well, that's the end of the match. Baszler somehow doesn't learn after getting pinned that same exact way from Kyrie and Becky.
The Kirifuda clutch, which is reversed into like a pinning predicament.
No.
I saw it too, Jack. I was like, don't you dare. Well, no, it was worse. She pinned Shayna Baszler off of a natural selection.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. How long has it been since she ended a match with that?
Yeah, and like, I totally agree with a lot of people saying, yeah, you know, the fans are wanting something new. We're at an all-time low ratings. What do we do?
Yeah.
Let's stick a belt on Charlotte after like 10 minutes from returning after like 6 months.
Hey, let's take this ragtag tag team we made by sticking two single competitors together, and let's take the belts off them and put them on two single competitors. We ragtag together to make some that don't make no sense.
And to make it worse in the process, let's split up a tag team in the Iconics, you know? It's like...
Jeez. I like the bit where Billy Ray or Billy Kay?
Billy Kay.
Jesus, I don't know why I had Billy Ray in my mind. I like the Billy Kay bit where she was advocating to be the mystery partner, had a resume on her headshot. That was fun.
Yeah, I found it super funny when she tells Asuka, as you could see, I'm proficient in Japanese, and Asuka immediately goes into speaking Japanese, and like, she just goes, yeah, and like, she continues to try and pitch herself to be the mystery partner.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, but new champs, and
and Lana doesn't get justice or something, you know?
Yeah, like I'm wondering.
I heard that Asuka and Charlotte are gonna put the championships on the line on Christmas against a team that has not been named.
So that means they're gonna be competing on SmackDown.
Right, and that show's gonna be pre-taped, but there's 3 championship matches set up. It's the women's tag match. Don't know who they're gonna face. It's Big E versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title, and then there's a Universal Championship. I won't name the competitors a stipulation until we cover the next match.
Yeah. So we're
making incredible time, by the way, Jack.
The next match is Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns in a TLC match for the Universal title.
As I alluded to earlier, I thought this match I just got tongue-tied. More effectively used the tables, the ladders, and the chairs throughout the match.
Yeah, and you know, they gave us a preview on the Go Home SmackDown show, and they just amped it up by 100 here. They really showed and really built upon the fact that Kevin Owens won't die. That you'll have to kill him.
Good. See, that's such an important story to tell, and you do so with tables, won't keep him down. With chairs, won't keep him down. Ladders, won't. He was so good. It was Mick Foley levels of good. You know what I mean? Mick Foley, a man who used to fight for his family, too.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, it was just insane. I love the spot where Roman goes for the spear and he moves out just at the last second so that he crashes through that barricade head first.
That was awesome. Yeah, like, it was so good that Kevin Owens is exasperated and has the only thing he has enough energy to do is move out of the way.
I love the spot where he puts Jay through the table with a pop-up powerbomb and buries him underneath the rubble so that he can stop interfering in the match.
Right. At some point, Jay Uso, definitely makes his presence known, keeping Kevin Owens from climbing that ladder. How did your dad feel about Jay Uso's repeated interference?
So, my dad had left, but when he came back, he asked me about it, and I kind of showed him a little bit, and yeah, he was just like, okay, you know, maybe once or twice, but like a lot of it was overkill for him. That like
Jay is another guy who wouldn't stay down. It was incredible.
Yeah, and that final moment where I believe he gets in like the guillotine at like the top of the ladder. Mm-hmm. And, like, he's just choking him out so he can finally just put Owens to rest. And I just love, like, they finished the match and, like, Owens is, like, still, like, somewhat crawling to get up, showing that, you know, proving his point that in order to beat him, you're going to have to kill him.
Goodness gracious. You know, so we said it, right? Roman Reigns, with a guillotine choke, knocks Kevin Owens out and off the ladder and grabs the title to be still Universal Champion.
Yeah, that insanely
good. This Friday, Jack, this Friday on SmackDown, it's going to be Kevin Owens challenging Roman Reigns again for the Universal Championship again in a cage.
In a steel cage match.
Just, I suppose, in an effort to keep Jay out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked it, but I do think some points were a bit overkill with the interference.
Yeah.
Just because, like, then it would make it seem like Roman was getting up too quickly or Jay was getting up too quickly, you know? Because at least with Owens, you know, it kind of made sense with the story, you know? And even when he was getting up, he was, like, barely, like, clawing to get up.
I know what you mean, yeah. Like, can Jay really have that much energy after being pop-up powerbomb through the announce table? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get you. But it had me convinced, you know, I had begun to believe in the middle of that match that Kevin Owens might win, you know? I go, it's crazy, but it's not the worst thing to come out of this match. And I actually was convinced in a couple of times, God, he's so close, and God, they're so down, you know?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is an animal to have gotten so... He was out in those barricades. And somehow, in seconds, made it back to the center of the ring to grab Kevin Owens off that ladder.
Yeah, and I will say that was one of the best things to me was you know, and a thing I really love about a match is like a lot of times where you know, oh, maybe it's like too early for the champion to lose, you know, or like it's too early for this person to lose, but the match still makes you think that the other person has a shot at beating them.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think AJ had a chance in the opening match.
Yeah.
But I thought Kevin Owens just might.
Yeah. But yeah, a really good match. I really loved it, and they definitely lived up to the stipulation.
Agreed. How much time we got left, Jack?
15 minutes, so it looks like we will be going to 2 episodes.
Alrighty, let's go.
Alright, so final match. And it was main event because when you see the ending of the match, you know that they couldn't have had any match after it because of the ending. And because of the way they ended it, you know, it was a cliffhanger to make you try and tune into Raw the next night.
And I didn't, but I came pretty close.
But so it's The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a Firefly Inferno match.